Hey everybody, Brad here, and I wanted to film a quick video today to take you through a common question we get asked, which is how much you should be spending on Facebook ads. And the problem is, if you Google this, or if you ask a lot of experts, they're going to give you weird answers and no real ones, or they're going to tell you, oh, you should be spending 10,000 Rand a month. And I can tell you from experience that's not the case. That's not what you need to do. And so listen here, if you're wanting to start your Facebook ads, because I'm going to show you how you can get started for really a low budget on your own. So as I say, it's how much you should spend on Facebook ads, the real truth. So let's jump right into it. So if we go into Facebook itself, the first thing we need to look at is what sort of ads are you running? Do you have an e-commerce store? Are you running leads? And let me talk you through it, because obviously there's how much you should spend, but there's also a cost per result. So obviously, in general, sales ads. So sales ads are when you're running for an e-commerce store. So if you're running an e-commerce store, people are buying off your website, then you're running sales ads. You will need to have the pixel installed. I'm not going to get into that in this video, but it is part of it. But as I say, it is the most expensive to run. Because people can purchase really quickly, because the process is a little bit seamless, it does tend to be a little bit more costly per lead. However, not super duper expensive depending on your product. So say still something you can run. Lead ads is what most of you will be running. If you're running a small business, be it from, you're a builder, be it your accountant, be it you're a lawyer, be it, a marketing agency, whatever you're running, you will probably be running lead ads. And the reason is lead ads help you to get hence the name, more leads, which is kind of what you're wanting to get from running a Facebook ad. So definitely what I would recommend, but I'm going to go through the rest just so you understand why. So then engagement ads are great if you're wanting to get, lots of views on a video, if you're wanting to get messages coming into WhatsApp, or for example, if you're wanting to get Facebook page likes. In general, we don't use engagement ads unless we're doing, direct, like you're wanting to get lots of messages. But I'll be honest and say in South Africa, I generally find you get less quality results from messaging ads. I don't, know the exact reason. We've tried many different targeting variations and things like that. But in general, the messages we get, say for example, run an ad to WhatsApp, generally are not as high quality as what we get through lead ads, just as yeah. App promotion, as it says, if you're wanting to install app and get app installs and downloads that you could do, that is quite complicated to set up. I'll be honest with you. So if you're not a developer, I wouldn't even try it. It takes a lot of putting code into your app, linking it with Facebook. So as I said, it is a bit of a process to set up. Traffic ads, please stay away from them. They're very easy to do, but all it's going to track is who clicks your link. And how many times have you been on Facebook and mistakenly bumped a link or clicked on an ad mistakenly? Now, if that happens, yeah, you're getting charged every time, and Facebook's going to keep doing it. So it's not targeting. It's very broad. I'm not saying you'll get no results from it, but you'll likely get no real results, and you'll really get poor quality as well, which is not what we want. Awareness, again, this is if you're wanting lots of video views, you're wanting to reach lots of people, but if you're wanting more leads coming in, don't worry about awareness. Awareness is great if you have a big ads budget, but obviously this video is not focused on it. So let's go back to what we were doing. So say leads ads is what I'm going to show you today and kind of take you through, but obviously this works for any of the top 3 objectives. So if you go into leads ads, you're going to obviously create it. Always go to manual leads. Don't do these tailored campaigns in general. They don't help you. Okay, so new ad getting created. You'll see here, obviously, first screen is going to take you, and you can just name your campaign. Everything else you don't really need to worry about here. Please don't tick advantage campaign budget. While it can help in delivery, it's going to increase the budget potentially of your ads, which kind of defeats the purpose of you setting a budget, especially if you're on a tight budget. So say, change your campaign name up here, and then go into new leads. Now, in the new lead ad set, you'll see here an ad set is basically the middle ground. So you're going to tell what are my ads going to do, and then underneath you'll have each individual ad. So in the conversion side, you can choose a few different options here, which is quite cool. So number 1 is obviously a website. So if you're sending them to a landing page or to your website and you've got your pixel set up, you have to have the pixel set up on your website, and you have to have pixel tracking set up. Again, not going to go through it in this video, but that you're going to need to have set up, but then you can send people to your website and you can track what they do and get leads from that. Okay. The other form, which is really cool if you don't have a website or you wanted to get started, is instant forms. We use them, really great. It's basically a form on Facebook, really easy to use. And I must say, Facebook will continue improving it, making it really Yeah, great and more intuitive. You can get messages, so you start by, you can those automated chats that be like, okay, do you want to do this or this? And then you click a button and then it tells you what to do. That's a messenger chat, and you can design one yourself within Facebook Messenger and do it. Again, we generally don't find the best quality leads coming through this method, but it is something you can do. And the same, through Instagram. And then calls, you can generate calls, from ads. Again, I haven't found calls to be very accurate. Facebook will say, for example, you've got 3 calls and only 1 comes through. So in general, as I say, I would stick to the top 2, either website if you've got the pixel set up, or if you want really easy instant forms, which I'm going to take you through now. Okay, so once you've done that, you can scroll down. Obviously, you will need to accept the terms and conditions for whatever Facebook page you're running it for, and always leave a performance goal to maximum number of conversion leads. Okay, then down to your daily budget, the number 1 question while you're all here: how much should you put for it? Okay, so I'll be quite straight with you. Do not spend less than 50 Rand a day. Okay, if you're spending less than 50 Rand a day, you're going to get cuck. I'm sorry to put it any other way, but that is just how it will happen. I know some people will say you can get results. In my experience, you just don't. And trust me, I've run it. And I get your thoughts like, hey, I can spend 20 Rand a day for 30 days. Rather spend 50 Rand a day for half the month, if that makes sense, which is quite cool. And you can, as you see here, set an end date. So if you're on a very tight budget, set your daily budget, set the end date, and you're good to go. I wouldn't use a lifetime budget because it kind of still works on a daily budget. So it's just a bit of a weird one. I would leave the daily budget, set an end date, and then 50 Rand times 12. Now, what is a big thing here, guys, that I got caught out on is Facebook charges the amount on ad spend plus VAT. So 15% on top of that if you're in South Africa. Meaning that if you have 50 Rand times 10 days for round figures and you spend 500 Rand, it's going to bill your card 575 Rand. Yeah. Because it's going to add 15% VAT on top when it bills you. So remember that if you're, again, on a tight budget, calculate that into account so you don't get an extra 15% that you didn't expect to pay. As I say, I got caught on that. Okay, so set your daily budget as say minimum 50 Rand, but I'll be honest with you, if you can, try and set it at 100 Rand for around 2 weeks. 2 weeks is generally what I would say the least you want to do. So say 14 days. Preferably longer. The longer you can leave it, guys, the better. But I would try and say, try and aim for about 100 Rand a day if you can. If not, 50 Rand a day is fine. And again, you can, as I say, set an end date. So it means you can say run 50 Rand a day for 2 weeks means what's that? 700 Rand. You could potentially even, no, that's wrong. Ethan, sorry, I'm just going to redo this part. Can you edit out my miscalculation? Okay, so basically, if you're wanting to run, I would say running minimum 50 Rand per day, for 2 weeks, and then that's 700 Rand a day plus 15% VAT, so you're looking at 805. My maths is correct. So as I say, you can run from 800 Rand, you can run a campaign getting leads. And in my experience, if you're spending about 150 Rand a day on lead ads, now this will vary per industry, you can expect to get around 3 to 10, I would say, leads a day. Generally, I would say on the low end, but there are some industries, for example, that I find that you'll suddenly, I've got an accountant of mine, for example, we're running at the moment, and he is flying. I think he's getting 8 leads a day or something. So I say, but in general, you could probably bank on about 2 to 3 leads a day, once it's flowing, which is great. And the same, you can get their numbers and all that stuff. Okay, down to targeting. So targeting wise, obviously, you can put in, South Africa, you could put in a city, really up to you. Obviously, that's less important. I will say to you, if you're doing a city, do it this way. So go search and then, say Cape Town, or go and say Western Cape, for example. Now it's going to take you down here. But I would do is, I'm just going to delete that, and I'm going to delete South Africa. Great. Okay, so then what I would do is go down to Cape Town, say if I'm wanting to do it, drop the pin in wherever you're wanting to target in Cape Town, and then change the mileage up here. I don't know why, as I say, you can make it as big as you want or as small as you want. Even if you do 50 miles and do the whole of Cape Town anyway. I don't know why, and I can't tell you the algorithmic reason behind this, but we do generally find that doing it this way as opposed to selecting Cape Town gets better leads. Just how it is. So I say that helps it. And I say you can do targeting areas set right down to literally 1 mile, which is like, no way. I would always say to make your area as big as you possibly can. And if there are specific areas you want to exclude, you can also do, say I wanted to exclude Hout Bay, for example, here. I could just do drop in, add exclusions, and you'll see when it changes to red, drop in, and then you'll see it adds like a red circle where no one will do. So then it just basically blocks people from that area. So again, if you're in a very tight area, and if you say, for example, start running ad and you're getting people from a specific area you don't want or don't serve, add that, red dot in, and then it will stop them there, which is great. Cool. Down to age group, again, up to you. I don't know what ages you serve, but, add that in. Generally, I would say try and always put it above 25. We do find you get a bit of spam around the 20-year-old range, unless you're specifically targeting that age group. I would always say add a little bit higher. In terms of gender, demographics, language, I would say leave this fairly open. I know there are a lot of people saying, oh no, go down and go focus on this. In general, this is becoming more and more inaccurate. And this is based on, obviously, Facebook's new laws, privacy laws, POPI, all these different things that are kind of meaning they can't track you as much as they used to, which is great. But it means this stuff is a little bit more inaccurate. And also, if we're honest about this, most of the younger generation now, and most people spend a lot more time on Instagram, not Facebook. Meaning your ads will run on Instagram, yes, but in terms of which pages they're liking, what their job title is, and things like that, if they have kids, very difficult for you to know. So what you can do is you can look at what sort of pages they like, if they're parts of schools, though that you can potentially do, for example, if you're targeting school parents. But in general, I would say to at least at the start, leave this open. And if needed, bring it back. Rather than, say, bring it back so much and then, and then you kind of land up with less leads, more, and I've never found, as I say, this to be a much better quality. There are exceptions to the rule. But in general, this targeting is not focused, and I'll always say to you, work on your offer. If you haven't, go and watch my other videos on how to make a proper offer. And if you have a detailed offer that identifies a pain point and provides a solution, you will be attracting the right customers, regardless of, And Facebook then will see which people are responding to your ads on Instagram, Facebook, and their partners, and therefore will show it to more of those people, not to people you're not targeting. So that's what we call content-based targeting, and it works much better, especially in South Africa. Trust me, guys, things are different here. So, as I say, that's what we're going to do. Cool. So all of that, they're done, dusted. Leave this advanced placements. I wouldn't, mess around with that. Just leave it as is. Then onto the ads. Okay. So what you're wanting to do here, I'm just going to take you a quick breeze through. Obviously, I don't want to make this a full guide, but right through, just select your page and your Instagram account. If you've obviously selected a form ad like we did, you have to obviously select the page in the ad set level because you need to accept the terms and conditions of the form. So that's why you can't change it. Otherwise, you could change it. Then you want to obviously add in your media. It sometimes does bring in basic media like this. As always, guys, create a targeted ad, so put in your own media. Go onto something like Canva. It's free. You can design a quick ad, make it quick, limitless. I'm going to show you quickly one that we're using at the moment, for our clients. So this is the one we're doing, which is, our get more clients for only 1,000 Rand per month special that we're running, and so if you look at it, it's very, very simple. It's talking to, the one pain point. It's, saying, hey, you're wanting to get more clients and you're price sensitive, boom, find out more. So, what I'm saying? It's very, very specific on it. It's light, it's clean, that's what you want. What I'm saying? You don't want something that's overly edited, having lots of information. The biggest mistake I see people make is they add in like 5 million details onto their ad, and then you can't tell anything, know what's going on. Then obviously add in the primary text. This is a text that's going to come up at the top. Make something short, sweet, quirky, use emojis, and then a headline, obviously what do you want them to do. And then lastly, your call to action. It usually defaults to sign up for forms. I generally use either get offer or get quote. That's generally what I use. So yeah, guys, and then you'll create the instant form down at the bottom here. So you can see I've got a bunch of ones here. So I'm just going to create one for the sake of this. So literally when you go into it, you'll see it gives you a form name. Obviously name it whatever you want. You can also put in the settings, you can put nicknames and tracking parameters and things like that. And you can restrict it, to people only who deliver the ads, or open, meaning that they can actually share it with other people. So again, up to you what you want to do. In terms of the form type, you get more volume, higher intent, and rich creative. I would only use the latter two. The more volume, generally you get more spam. It makes it quicker for the user, but it means that people unintentionally fill it out, which is not great. So often high intent is mainly what I use. Rich creative is quite cool. It allows you to add in a bunch of extra stuff. So, it allows you to add in like an intro. You can add in how your product works. You can add in types of products, social proofs, incentives. You know what I'm saying? You can add in everything. It's like a mini landing page. So if you are inclined and you have the time, do rich creative because it will help with your conversions. But if you're wanting to do this quick and you're maybe not super tech savvy, do higher intent, and then it's quick and easy. And it's literally like using an image from your ad, or upload an image, to have in the background. So go there, you can see like my image doesn't look great now, so I would probably upload something new, something up there. Then adding in a headline, which you'll see it says headline text here. So it'd be like, get more clients. And then you can put a little description underneath where you can say, fill in your details. Something like that. Then, boom, into questions. So it's going to give you 3, at the bottom here, it's got pre-fill questions. So it means Facebook's going to pre-fill this for the user. They'll check it and say, yeah, it's fine before they send it, which means you can get verified emails, phone numbers and stuff. That's why it's also great to use this method, because there's way less chance of someone mistyping, can I say. So you can add any contact fields you want here. You can add user information, demographics, you can add in work, job title, and stuff like that. All of that information here. And let's say that will pre-fill from Facebook. User obviously will check it and then send. You can add your own custom questions. So that means you can choose multiple choice, short answer, point request, things like that. And obviously then you can make the question whatever you want it to be. If I put this one as an example. So then you can select, hey, what are you looking for? What is your budget? Things like that. Cool. And then you can add your link to your privacy policy, or just to your website, so they can see your privacy policy. Then here they can review it, make sure, this is actually what they want to do. And then boom, and you can see, it's also got the slide to submit button, which makes it again harder for someone to mistakenly do this. Then lastly, it's obviously a message at the end saying, hey, thanks, you're ready to go, send it, do it. So say, guys, this is the one method of getting more leads a lot of people don't use. I think it's great for small businesses. You don't need a website. It's better quality than WhatsApp, and it gives you all of that. Now, lastly, before we end this, I know this has been a bit of a longer one than I probably expected. Yes. Is how do you get the leads when they come in, okay? And this is a little bit more complicated. So if you go into your ads manager, okay, and you go here, I've got, for example, this 1K form running, and I click, on it to select it, go to ads, you'll see under each ad here, it's got on Facebook leads. And so all you'll do is click here where it says, I've got 2 here, for this month, for today, for whichever period you want to download, you'll see it's got 2 leads, and you can click download. And then it will download it as a CSV or as an Excel sheet. So that's basically how I do it. So I say that's not the simplest in this. I'll be honest with you. If you've got a CRM, you can plug that into your CRM. If you don't, as I say, it just comes, as I say, and you can download it like that. So yeah, guys, that's it. If you have any other questions, comment down below or pop us an email to hello@brbdmarketing.co.za. And otherwise, I'll see you next time. Stay tuned.